All right, Poinpy. It's fucking Poinpy time, ladies and gentlemen.
Poinpy is perfect.
God damn it.
I have nothing else to say about Poinpy. That's a segment in the show.
Oh well, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Okay,
I veto that.
Okay, here's what I have to say about Poinpy. Poinpy really, really, really surprised me in not its quality, because the developer Ojiro is a fantastic developer.
Fumoto?
Yes, fantastic developer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make Downwell and then have people wonder, I wonder if my next game is going to be any good, right? That doesn't make any sense. I knew when I started playing Poinpy that it was going to be good. We talked about it last week. I played very briefly. I immediately recognized, like, yeah, this guy gets the vertical platformer. He gets arcade tenets. This game's great.
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect, Tucker, is that the game would fucking hook me like this. Yeah. I wouldn't fucking let go until I beat it.
Yep.
Because you said to me, when I first introduced you to Poinpy, you said you played for like fucking 4 hours in one day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck what does he mean he played for 4 hours in one day? And then I got back from seeing, well, here's what happened. I had about 15 minutes until I was supposed to leave to go see Lightyear. Jean was finishing, she was watching a show. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do for the next 15 minutes? Oh, I'll just play a couple rounds of Poinpy. And it's just like a fucking little spark. Like click, 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 little spark, right?
Yep.
We go to see Lightyear. We come back. Immediately I start playing Poinpy. Not only because Lightyear is forgettable, but because I want to play Poinpy.
Sure. Okay. Oh,
no, but on a serious note, I was like, damn, I got to play Poinpy. And then for the next 3 hours and 15 minutes, according to my phone's activity clock, whatever it is.
That's how I knew the exact amount I played as well.
Yeah, I was playing Poinpy. And then I wake up the next morning. And
First thing you do.
I think to myself, I have to be a Poinpy.
Yeah.
And then I sat in the dark in just my underwear for another like hour. I didn't check my play clock that time because I just played till I beat the game. And I beat the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because Poinpy has one of the most fucking laser precise and satisfying combo systems of any game I've ever experienced.
I'm swooning and you're just mentioning it.
Poinpy, it's like, I talk about Sonic being like jazz and about improv, right? But this game is fucking jazz because
absolutely
you are by the seat of your fucking pants scooting from jump to jump as you're trying to just keep that goddamn combo alive.
Yes.
And the satisfaction of pushing the combo further, the defeat of losing it, the empowerment of gaining a rank to get a new jump orb or a new equipment slot, and doing it again, but having that combo go higher until all of a sudden you're hitting gourmet rank 15 literally in one combo.
Yes.
And then you're beating the game 15 minutes later. The exponential increase in power and the exponential fall off in difficulty is so perfect to where you just feel like a fucking badass all the time you're playing. And then the game ends at just right moment.
Yeah.
This game is perfect.
I think that what makes this game so surprising to me is it is high score chasing. It's an arcade based game. You're like for most of the time that you're playing this game, you're just trying to get a little bit farther, do a little bit better, get a little more gourmet, fucking continue your combo a little bit longer. But I think what makes this game so perfect for my sensibility is not only do I think it's very accessible and perfect for mobile in terms of the haptics of your phone, fucking buzzing when you're bouncing off walls and stuff and bouncing on enemies. And not only is it very satisfying to be on that knife's edge, as you said, but I think there's the perfect balance between wanting to get better at knowing, okay, this is how high I jump, this is how I can avoid collecting a fruit that is telling me not to, stuff like that. But also there is progression. Yeah. And if you are not great at the game, it gives you a little bit of a hand to say, hey, look, you did play this game, you get a little bit of experience, and you're like, man, if I play just like a couple of times a little bit better, boom, I can get another equipment slot, I can get a couple more golden seeds, I can get another jump orb, and next time I play, even if I'm not great, I'll be able to squeeze just a little bit farther out of this. I'll be able to combine a couple more equipment slot attributes, and that'll be real. I can't wait to see how these play off each other, change my play style, stuff like that. So the reason I found Poinpy so addicting is because I was always feeling like I could get to the end of it. It's like, even at the beginning when I was like, getting to like gourmet level 3. I'm like, whew, that was tough. And boy, did I not know what the combo system would fucking unlock me.
Right.
But I always felt like if I just had not touched that guy and lost my combo, I would have been so close. And I was on that loop until I inevitably beat the game. And when you sent me a message, you sent the screenshot, like, I beat Poinpy. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know there was an ending at that point. You reach gourmet level 20, you do the final stage, and there is an ending cutscene and all sorts of stuff, which is great. I like that there's an end to this arcade high score game. I think that was a big positive in my mind.
I agree.
I sat down. Tanner was on the couch next to me playing Last of Us 2. He started Last of Us 2. Who knows if he'll come on BLB and talk.
He needs to.
By the way, on the 2-year anniversary of that game, that was yesterday. Cool. And I was sitting next to him playing Poinpy, just trying to beat the game. And I think maybe you're better at the game than me because I've played this game for a lot longer than a total of 5 hours or whatever it took for you to beat it. And for the next like hour and a half, I was getting to gourmet level 19. Oh, fuck, I lose my thing. I get to gourmet level 20. I bounce on the button 5 times. Blah, blah, blah. I go up into the space level. Oh, I just lose it. And I got to the point where I was consistently getting gourmet level 20. I was going to the thing, and I could feel my skill getting better as I noticed, I'm getting so much closer. And the time that it finally took me to beat it, my fucking paint was sweating playing this game. I'm like, I'm one heart. If I hit anything, there's so many fruits it doesn't want me to get at this, or I guess like star bits or whatever the hell at that point. And I squeezed out of it, and I didn't even notice when I slammed on the ground for the final thing. Like, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm done. And like, because I was so zeroed in to making sure I got everything right, and it was honestly a euphoric moment. I'm like, whew. But I was so satisfied to finally reach that climax.
I didn't find it that hard, but I found it very satisfying because I think I beat the final area on my 3rd time through there. Mm-hmm. But because I think this game is really good about managing its difficulty and allowing you to modify it when you need to.
Sure.
And in those higher ranks, it came down to me figuring out tactically what equipment I need to get the job done. Because I quickly realized mechanically, I've got this down, right? But something is missing, and it's my loadout. And that's where I think all of the systems really came together for me in those final moments. Because I was kind of loosey-goosey, just putting power-ups in, accruing jump orders, and like, okay, whatever. But when I zeroed in on the fact that, okay, this game has a finite end. And I'm not finding it that hard, but I'm not finding that my skills are taking me to that very end. Sure. I gotta be a little tactical here.
Yeah.
And I figure, okay, what do I have here? I got all these seeds. Let's fucking get some more power-ups. What do I need to take my current skill level? Easily there. So there's not a fucking moat between my and my taint as there was in yours. And there was something really satisfying about that for me, of realizing, okay, it's time to really dive into this sort of this subsystem of the game.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of customizability to be had there. And I'm curious what you ended with, because when I shared what I beat the game with, you said yours is remarkably different. Because basically
remarkably different, yeah.
What I had was a couple of safety things. If I die and I have a full juice meter, I come back to life with 1 heart, which, by the way, I needed on my final run. That's why that's how I won. But I principally had moves that sucked in fruit close to me, to the point where I was hitting 20, 30, sometimes even 40 extra fruits per
bonus fruits,
per combo, and I was getting to the galactic part after maybe 3 food things.
3 combos. Yeah,
and so that's when it kind of unlocked in my mind, like, it's not necessarily that I need to get better at the game, it's that I needed to engage with this other part of it better. And when I did, it gave me an even deeper appreciation for it. But what did you end with?
Well, here's the thing. I switched up. I tried what you suggested, or like what you said you beat your game with after you sent that. Because what I was running before that was focusing on getting as many extra fruits as possible. I had when you stomp on an enemy, it gives you much counts of fruit. I had sometimes fruits can spawn as double fruits.
Oh, that's the other one.
Every fruit carrier carries 2 fruits. Everything pots have fruits in them. I was trying just every possible way I could squeeze an extra fruit into my combo, that's what my loadout was initially going for.
Sure.
The one thing that I had not really considered was that revive thing, which by the way can be comboed with the when you get hit, it fills up your
oh, that's clever.
What's it called? The recipe.
That's clever.
It fills up the recipe. So when you get hit on your last life, it automatically fixes the recipe. You land, boom, you're revived. So those two together saved my ass numerous times in the last game or last leg of my game. But then I was using a combination of the ones where you sucked in, which by the way I thought was helpful. But that range of how big it's sucking in fruits is not that big. It's a little bit bigger than you having to hit it, but I think that for me, comboing the revives with just fruits being everywhere and every action I was doing, building up my meter, allowed me to push to the end. But I do like the fact that there is a lot of flexibility, and if you want to have your round focus on getting you some more golden seeds, so you can put on the golden seeds in the pot thing, so you can get some golden seeds to get a new upgrade. Like there is a really nice way to tailor it to what you want this run to be, because it's very easy to just boop, swap them in, swap them out, start a new run.
Yeah, I agree. It's actually making me want to go and try to, because I've never beaten Downwell.
Neither have I.
I think Downwell is a much harder game than Poinpy. Much harder game. But I'm curious to jump in. I'm curious to jump down instead of jump up as in Poinpy. But no, I think it just points to how considered and great this core formula is, to where there's so many different approaches to how you end up beating it, right?
Yeah.
It's the Poinpy is just such a simple idea that's executed so perfectly.
Absolutely.
And I love that presentation. I think the presentation is great. And I think it does a nice job of varying that presentation with the different themes that bring subtle changes in the different level gimmicks.
Yes, absolutely.
But that never distracts from that core formula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having cannons, having the bubbles, having the vines, like these things, when you get to world, you're like, all right, I know I can use the bubble to go up here. I can jump off. The enemies are slightly different in each world. I definitely love that kind of variety, and especially as it mixes it in. It's not that you're going from Vine World to Mine World to Cannon World. You will start on a random one each time as you are unlocking them, and that gets you the different fruits. It gets you mixing things together. Like the game feels very cohesive in that way. And also, I think from a presentation standpoint, phenomenal soundtrack by the guy who did soundtracks for other games I've played, including Piku Niku, which has a great soundtrack, and Lovely Planet, which is a game that I played on Steam years ago, but I thought also had a great soundtrack. I think everyone involved with this game should be incredibly proud of what they've done. And I really do wish that the game becomes more accessible, because I think that this game could be big. It could be, I think it should be on the level of Downwell in terms of popularity, but people just don't know about it. They really don't. Every day I'm looking up #Poinpy on Twitter, a couple new tweets, one new piece of fan art. No one's really talking about it.
I think having it behind the Netflix paywall, which is ostensibly not hard to access the game, as we're saying. Yeah, it's very simple when you open the Netflix app on your phone. It just goes right to games, right to Poinpy, right to download. But I think it's an extra barrier between the player, the royal sense of the player, just the players and the game.
The Queen playing Poinpy,
right? And I would love to have the game on.
The Queen has an Netflix account.
Probably. I would.
Does the Queen have a credit card?
I don't think the Queen can just like throw a doubloon at whatever she wants, right?
That's a great point.
Does the Queen even have to pay for things? I don't fucking know. I don't care.
I'll have to ask her. I'll call
she
her.
Probably does.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. But I would like to see this game on console.
Yeah.
Because I made a tweet humorously, but it rings true to an extent of like, the Poinpy is so good. The best compliment I can give it is that I want to play it on my phone.
Yeah.
Because to me, it is perfectly tailored to mobile, as you're saying.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I felt like my finger was getting in the way sometimes. I felt like I didn't quite have the precision I wanted to. And I think a control scheme as simple as pull back an analog stick, release an analog stick, jump maybe on a shoulder or slam on the shoulder button.
Yeah.
The only issue there is the screen real estate, but that's an issue circumvented by Ikaruga, since it's circumvented by Downwell itself, right? And I think that is probably what the game will need to get to the level of consideration that it deserves, because I genuinely do believe that this is one of the best games of the year.
Yeah. It's interesting because I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would prefer it on another platform.
Sure.
I think that for me, it works best
Yeah.
as a mobile game. And as a mobile game, I think it's tailored for this platform
Yeah.
very, very obviously.
It definitely is.
But I would want it, even if I'm not going to play it on console,
Yeah.
because more people would be able to play it. It was significantly more accessible, and this game could reach the acclaim that it deserves. But even if it did, I don't think I would stray from playing,
Yeah,
if I even go back to it, that's the real thing. Like I've finished it, and my monkey brain says finish the game, never touched it. But it's a game that I enjoy enough that maybe popping into it, and though there just isn't really any progression left now that I've beaten the game and I've gotten to max level, which is maybe the only criticism I have, but also I got like 10 hours of gameplay out of this game in a week. So like, I can't complain.
I think that's actually interesting because I was operating initially under the impression that it was just about high scores, but it's not. It's finite. The game score basically only translates to experience for your rank. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think there's a leaderboard in this game.
I don't know. I never checked.
Which to me would seem like a simple way to keep people playing, because then you just loop the stages and you just clear stages till you lose. And I think something that would be compelling, but also I'm not sure that this gameplay format is tailored for that, because at a certain point, when do you lose? Because like, I don't know, unless it started getting really fucking fast. Obviously there's ways to circumvent that, but I think the game is designed for what the game is. For me, I have the wonderful position of not doing those puzzle levels yet. So that's what I'm going to go back to.
Sure, yeah.
Poinpy, I have it right now as my second favorite game of the year.
Yeah.
Frankly, if it doesn't stay there, it'll certainly be in the top 5 by the time 2022 wraps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm happy to be singing the praises of this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Poinpy Defense Squad, unite.